Hey guys, welcome back to another video from the Parrott Bros. I'm Rob.
I'm Dom.
And today we're going to be looking at the coolant system. We got a rad, we got some silicone hoses, we got some metal things. We're doing the coolant reroute on the Mazda MX-5 engine. So anyone that's not running this engine, obviously watch the video, but it's not going to be relevant to you.
Well, plus you'll get an idea of what you need to do, the way we're going to route it and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, but before we get stuck in and show you all the goodness, let's roll to the intro. Alright guys, so what we've obviously got the rad with the fan on the back. So that's already mounted, it's only 4 bolts, we didn't need to show you that. I'm sure by this point you can do that, you'll be qualified. So we've got some silicone, it's all supplied, we bought it from Auto Silicone Hoses. We did buy a couple of different things, so I got some like silicone straights and then I actually bought some metal straights because it looked like it'd be easier, and some elbows. Obviously this is for a coolant reroute, so normally there's a little spout on the front there which we've removed, and the purpose of that is when you go running loads of temperature on track and stuff, on the original MX-5 the water comes in at the water pump at the bottom through the engine and out at the front, so obviously the back half of the block seems to get hotter according to a load of MX-5 sources. So what this does is it puts the water through the pump, through the block, and Mazda have actually put a place at the back for a thermostat. So we've made use of that, we'll get some pictures of that and show you what we've done. We machined up a block to take an outlet out the back, but you can buy things from like MK, Skid Nation, loads of different places. Or you can even, I think you can even use the front one, it just bolts onto the back, but then you'll have to get like a 180 degree. But obviously you can see what we do. But yeah, let's get some silicone hoses, maybe get the rad thrown on, and we'll take it from there.
So what we done here then, Rob?
So this was a nightmare, but we've put like a little V in, so we bend this little bit of metal, so then you can allow for the pipe to go on.
Put your hand on the other side, so I've got, there you go. So it V's, yeah, it V's down, but the problem is if you look at this pipe, it doesn't sit straight, but there's nothing you can do because you need the rockers, move your hand again, you need the rockers, if you push down on the car a little bit, I think I'll try and hold this, the rocker comes up.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, the rocker comes up, which means it could touch the top of that bracket, so we only have a limited window where you can bend it. Which then means that pipe is going to be resting on it. Now, they are fixed. Both the radiator and that pipe is fixed, so it's not going to move.
No.
It's just not a great job. MK may have revised the fitment of this at a later date, but at the time of having this, this is what we've had to do.
And yeah.
And what other people have had to do. We have cut the head off a bolt and made it a thread, so you put a nut on this side, so it makes it easier for guidance, because if you can imagine trying to put a bolt in and trying to get an Allen key in is a proper nightmare, because obviously with that bend, makes it really hard.
Yeah. All
the rest are bolted, they're fine. And now we're going to start piping. What we're going to do is we're going to pipe it up
Dry,
no Jubilee clips, make sure we're all right, see if we need to do any trimming and whatever. What we would recommend, a little tech tip, use a bit of water while you're just in the prep section, because if you push these on dry, the likelihood is you'll never get them off again, which is an absolute battle in itself. Let me get the camera set up from a certain height so we can see what we're doing. So we need to go from the front of the engine where that radiator is at the top all the way around to the back. Now the reason Rob's used metal is because it's a little bit stronger, and if you put a clip on it, it's going to hold it just that little bit better. You can have silicone, but it sags, and obviously over a long run it could sag. Rob's trying to just suss out the route here. So we're basically going to do a 90-90. Rob's just trying to work out if he's got it right or not. And then...
So this one's for the other end.
Yeah.
A little bit of water makes it go a long way.
It certainly makes it easier later on. I mean, once you're ready to do it, clean it off, dry it off. Water obviously will be easier to dry off than if you put soap on it or something. Silicone spray or something. And then this just allows you to pipe it up easily. I mean, if you've bought a specific kit, which is just to fit, you won't have this issue, but obviously we're doing it with just...
And we're doing a coolant reroute, so
yeah.
Obviously this is for people...
There isn't a kit as such. Yeah, that's probably enough. What you want to do is obviously go get the swage end past enough that you can get a clip this side of it, so the swage end will pull up against it. It's actually quite a simple route. Not too many harsh bends, so there's a nice flow.
Probably want to be about there somewhere.
Yep. And then
Look,
what goes on at the back?
problem is we've got an air filter coming here somewhere, but I think we do have a bit of clearance of the nose cone, so the air filter should be able to sit
I was going to say the nose cone's quite high.
tops of. Oh. We probably should have put a nut on that, Dom. Just I can't get that back in, so trying to have a little go.
Probably should have bolted it down. There you go.
There we go. The next thing we need is, obviously, we're going to be doing something different again. So normally, your expansion tank that sits here, MK has a takeoff that's down the bottom, but we've done a bit of research, we've had a little look, and for our situation, we're going to do it. Obviously, we're not suggesting you do it, but we're going to put in a little T here and come straight up. There's been some debates about whether it's right, wrong, pressure build up, all this, but from what we understand and what we've done, it's going to be fine.
Well, it's got a water pump, so the pressure should be the same at any part in the system.
And obviously you've got a 32mm with just a 19mm, that's feeding expansion, and the water's going to flow.
Yeah.
And if it does pressurise, it can go up. It's not going to pump into the tank.
Yeah.
That's our understanding anyway.
We shall soon see.
Yep, when the rad blows up. No, you'll be fine.
When the header tank gets shot out the bonnet.
Oh yeah, I made that. That was a nice tight fit.
Rob and his lathing skills.
Thanks to an MB special.
Another MB special. So that's going to go on there back there, and then you just need a small straight pipe.
Yeah, so roughly, I don't know, do you want to grab tape measure out? We'll have a little measure up, and then
roughly,
we can have
roughly, do you want to grab a
we can have a go at cutting.
Oh, cool. Right, so next debate. The best way to cut a silicone pipe.
150mm.
150, yeah? Happy with 150?
Yeah, what do you reckon that sits like?
Let's have a look. Not been on camera today.
It's probably going to be about there.
Yeah.
That's 150, and then
Show me 140, 145. Does that take you closer to...
Yeah, I feel like I'm pulling.
Yeah, that's fine. 145? 148?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can go 150. It would take 5 minutes.
I'm just trying to. I suppose we could always push that in more that way.
Yeah.
So if we go 145, I should be able to. We can put a bracket onto there. We can make something and bolt that to there, so that's supported.
Yep.
All right. So 145. So how are we going to cut this?
So I would usually use a Jubilee clip. And then, so what I would say, well, let's go over to the bench, shall we? We'll have a discussion at the bench.
Let's get a bit of scrap.
Right, can we both be seen on camera? That's the next question. So usually what I would do is chuck a Jubilee clip. So what I would usually do is get a Jubilee clip, do it up tight, and then that allows you to cut all the way around apart from where the shoulder of that is.
Yep.
So then what I would normally do then is just spin that, loosen it, spin it to the part where it's not, do it back up.
Yep.
And then just cut the last little bit.
Is that nearly there? No.
I mean, you can't vice it, because obviously if you vice it, it'll do that, and it'll go a weird shape. Right, so go. Like this.
Still, these Jubilees, man, I'm not liking them.
What, because they're a weird shape?
They're crap. They're not round. Oh, there we go.
Happy?
Hmm.
It doesn't really, to be fair, as long as it's tight, it doesn't really matter.
We got that.
Yeah, but that doesn't help.
Does it not?
Well, no, because you don't want to cut against that because you'll scratch it.
Yeah. But I'm trying to get a Jubilee clip round.
Yeah, but the moment you do it up again, you're going to make it not round.
Well, onto that.
While Rob sorts out his non-round Jubilee clips, I shall get a Stanley blade.
Oh yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, I bought that because I thought that might be nice.
The size of that, just to give you an idea of the size of that is the biggest Stanley knife I've ever seen in my life. Massive thick blades and all. Be interesting.
Cool.
Happy?
No.
Just stick a Jubilee clip on. It's going to be a bit wonky, but as long as it's straight for the most part.
Yeah.
Right, so... Oh, it's a safety knife as well.
Yeah.
Right, so safety knife means when you push it out and then let go, it shoots back, stays fixed out. So safety knives I find are more dangerous because you have to put two forces on. You have to push it out and push it down, and then obviously there's more pressure on the knife. But
So
that's a whole nother discussion.
that's the Jubilee on.
Right, so let's try this method. So
Oh, who's not had their
Captain,
phone on
Captain's
silent?
not putting his phone on silent. So what I would do now is rest it somewhere safe. Keep your hand out of the way with Rob's gigantic knife.
That's my nice worktop.
Yeah, your nice worktop.
Do you want to get the guide? Because we can cut the guide up.
Huh?
We'll put it on the guide. I don't mind cutting the guide. Look, here we go.
Oh, I'm with you.
Protect my nice worktop.
Oh, okay, fine. So use this stupidly large knife, and then you should be able to use that part of it to hold it. This knife is horrible.
I think you just got to back to the camera. I have got a normal Stanley knife.
So you're going to sort of push a slight bit of an angle. Try and keep your hand on the Jubilee clip so it doesn't move, because Rob hasn't done it up very tight. Right, let's go to the way. Right, now you should just be able to rotate this round and then get it to a point where, try and get it roundish. So touching on both sides, and then carry on the journey. And then there shouldn't be, that looks horrific.
Yeah? Let's have a look. Oh, geez. So my idea of this big knife, called that a knife, was to do something like that,
Yeah.
and just roll it into it. But does it lock?
Yeah, it does lock. That's locked.
Like, put it in and just like roll it.
Oh, like a pipe cutter.
Yeah.
Cutting a birthday cake.
I mean, it's rubbish, isn't it? 'Cause
That knife is horrific.
maybe we'll get a Stanley
Does
knife.
that look better? Is yours better than mine? No.
No. Let's
So
get a Stanley knife.
we have established that
My
both of them
£10
were terrible. So
My £10 knife was rubbish.
let me get this on camera. So there's mine's not too bad, apart from there's two slightly higher bits which you could probably level up. Rob's go at it. It's terrible.
All right,
Let me try. Hold on. Give me the knife.
There's a Jubilee.
So
a Stanley.
always cut away from yourself. So this is just taking a small, slim thin off of where I've gone a bit hoo-ha with it.
So make sure you've always got a sharp blade. So these are brand new blades.
So that's,
Always cut away from yourself, was it?
yeah, well, I've got my thumb on it, so like peeling a potato. This is.
Please don't take you to A&E with your cut with a thumb with a massive hole in.
I mean, also the part is, if you feel like you have a better way, let us know. We'll have already done it all, but it's good for next time. So that's mine.
All right, let me have a go now.
I don't think that's too bad. Unless you've got something that's metal that's not a Jubilee clip that's the perfect size to go over it and then cut against. The problem is you have to hold the blade at the right angle. So if you've got that, you want to hold it a bit of an angle and then go the same pressure and the same angle all the way around to get the perfect cut. Rob's going to try this now. I mean, the technique's right. It's just whether you get the right result. We shall see. Better?
I think so.
So just don't buy a stupidly massive Stanley knife.
Do you know what? I thought that was going to be a good cut, a good purchase.
It's all right. It's all right. Oh, it requires a little bit of after trimming. Go on then. What we got? We happy with that?
Still a bit. Don't know. Still a bit rubbish. Don't know what else you could do.
I mean, that's the way I've always done it.
But if you look at that now,
so
like,
get your head out of the camera so they can't. It doesn't pick you up. So that's what it looks like now. So there's not really any imperfections there. So it does look right.
Yeah.
And realistically, we only need to make two cuts, and they're both going to go. One's onto a spout and one's onto the other joiner.
Yeah. So let's get our actual length of pipe now. So this is from Ash. We can. Have you got the tape measure?
No. Where is? Where is said tape measure?
I actually don't know, mate. I've lost. Oh, it's under my phone.
There you go, Rob's got it hiding it.
So 145
On Sharpie.
is about there.
About.
Well, I'm going to do this. All right, Sharpie, please. Probably, maybe that drawer, maybe the one after.
No, I actually got the draw right for once.
No way. Stop it. Are we actually still filming?
I hope so.
I did wonder if you press record.
I did.
You haven't
It's going to be the world's longest video for fitting 4 hoses.
Now we spent ages cutting it. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think you can actually tell which one is my cut end.
Luckily it's blurry because the camera's focusing on you.
Hey. But no, it was actually alright. So a bit of water. And then, like we said, this is our coolant reroute. So we start that again.
No, there, pal. Go on. I'm still filming. I'm not going to edit that out. Cool.
Start it again. There we go. So now we've cut it. This is our coolant reroute that we machined up. So basically, on an MX-5, this would normally be where your heater matrix goes out. But this has our thermostat in, and also has our temperature sensor in, and you can't buy this piece. We made it.
Yep.
But if you get yours, I think the only difference is obviously you'll have this, you won't have that. You'll have your elbow, and then I think most people use like a 180 degree and come round. But obviously we've actually made it come this way, and that is how we're going to have our system built.
Let's have a wander around.
That's the top side of the rad anyway.
Yep. So 90, 90,
obviously, throttle's still
90.
Throttle still works. This we're actually going to change because of the space. I'm going to change how we fix our bonnet on our nose cone.
Yep.
We will actually have to check. We might have to.
I was going to say we may have to trim the inside of the nose cone a little bit.
But yeah, so I think what we're going to do, we're going to put a little bracket to hold that pipe there.
Yep.
And then we've got to put our scuttle panel on, and then we can fit up our.
But that's going to be at a later date because obviously we need to finish the wiring before we put that trim on that's behind you.
Yeah.
There.
But that's our 19mm outlet.
Cool. So that's the top. What about the bottom?
So the bottom, I think, is going to be quite easy, to be honest.
Here we go.
It's a matter of a 90-degree bend.
So there's the outlet there, and then the rad is there.
So I think what we need to do is trim a 90 down.
Yep.
That goes onto there. So we'll trim that down, and then it'll just be a straight hose with a little joiner. One of these little joiners that we made as well.
Nice.
So that'll go in there.
So it comes down on is that always a 90? I thought it was a 45.
Yeah, so that'll be a 90.
Yeah.
Probably something like that. And then a straight bit of pipe. So we're gonna have to have a little measure up here because I'm not sure how much we want to take off of this here.
Well, that's the danger, isn't it?
And because it's a bit of an awkward place.
What you maybe want to do is put a long bit of silicone on from the rad coming this way.
Yeah.
So you can roughly work out how low you need to be.
Yeah.
To get it. Right, let's go and get our facilities together and then we'll come back to you.
So we're moving on to the bottom part of the rad. There is the inlet to the water pump there that we bought from G19. Lovely bit of work. It gets rid of the heater matrix side of things. And then also you can see, I don't know how well you'll see it, but down here you've got the outlet of the bottom of the radiator. So the way to measure your end, we're going to run a 90-degree and then a straight piece. If you do it from MK, there is a metal piece that you put in here with a 19mm outlet that takes you to your coolant tank. So obviously you'd want to do that, but we're not doing that.
Yeah, so if you're to buy an MX-5 kit base and you just want to keep it all original, you can just buy an MK silicone hose kit. You don't actually have to do any cutting. It should be.
You don't have to do anything. They have the pipe that goes from this outlet to the rad and everything else. Yeah. But obviously we're doing a bit different. So
go on then, show them how we did it then.
So what we did.
I've got my leg on it.
You got your leg on it? Well, you haven't got your leg on it that well, brother.
I did have it not very well then.
So a long bit of silicone. Obviously you're going to cut this down. So then what we did is we measured from the outlet to the outside edge, and that's how we measured our 90-degree bend. So get the old trusty tape measure in there somehow. So roughly what we're saying. So there's a brake pipe there, so we'll clear the brake pipe, and so that's 105mm. So on the end, we've already done it, but you can basically get your 90-degree bend, put it on the bench, get your tape measure, measure your 105mm, and then obviously cut it. And then that can go straight on. And then obviously once you get this piece on,
I'll put my leg on it properly.
once you get that piece, then you can obviously cut how much it needs to be trimmed by. And we're going for the whole black effect. There is some nice ash branding
on the underside,
but we're going to keep it nice and black. Stealth. So that pushes on.
Yep.
That pushes on.
And that's it. So it just goes down, along, and on.
And on.
You were right, that was a simple one.
That was simple. So, and obviously those joiners we made, but you can just get a 32mm, like we've got these ash cell smaller ones. Obviously we made them because they're pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I was bored. While Dom was doing stuff for the TTs, I was making stuff for the kit car. We'll have a quick run through, shall we, of just how we've done what we've done.
Yeah.
Just a little finish off. So if you're going to do a coolant reroute kit and you want to do it the same as ours, you need 4 32mm 90-degree bends. 1, 2, 3, and at the bottom 4.
Yep.
And then also this metal piece was 250mm,
Yep.
32mm. This one was 450mm.
Yep.
And then just a length of the 32mm straight. That's all the big pipes. And then for this little outlet or your one that you get from MK,
Yep.
it's just 19mm. Ours is going to be about half a metre. But I think if I was going to do it from down there, it was about 2 metres just to be enough.
And then we just need to find some clips with a rubber edge to just mount the pipe to the...
Yeah, so we'll probably just get like a
P-clip, yeah.
A P-clip with rubber. And yeah, if you want to get your silicone hoses, chat to Neil if you're going standard with the standard MX5 with the spout, or if you're going custom, recommend Ash. And the guy is actually Ashley, give him a call and tell him you watched the Parrott Bros video and I'm sure he'll sort you out. But yeah, I think that's it for this video, kid. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think we're done, mate. Obviously we're going to put some Jubilee clips on and fill it at a later date. That's why we've just mocked it up for the time being for everyone to see.
Yeah, but I think...
But yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
Happy days.
We'll probably have to remove it to get the loom done, so yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take it back off again, shall we? Yeah, nice one. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to drop in the comments what you'd have done, how you'd have done it, what colour silicone you'd go.
How you cut silicone.
How you cut silicone, yeah.
Because we always need to know after we've done it.
Yeah, well, you never know. We could always redo it if there's a better way. But yeah, we'll catch you next week on the next one. Bye for now.